What's going on, everyone? We got a deck repair job. There's 75 deck boards and we're going to be replacing every single one of them. A bunch of rotted spots that are falling through the floor, and this guy's older, so we want to make sure it's safe so he doesn't fall through. Let's go straight to it. So the first thing we went ahead and did was remove these sheets of plywood, which were basically just covering all the rotted areas on the deck. The next thing to do was to remove as many screws as possible so that when removing the deck boards, it was a little bit easier. Dad came back with the first load of wood, so now it's time to get it over by the deck. So we finished getting all the wood that we need. This is half of it over here. And now we're going to start cutting and ripping all this up and just throwing it over the deck. So let's go straight to it. So I find this the easiest way to remove any kind of decking or deck boards if you're doing it in large sections. I just cut with a circular saw in between all the joists, and then I'll just hit it with a crowbar and pop them up. As you saw before, I tried to pull as many screws as I could out of these joists just to make it a little easier, but a lot of these were rusted. Alright, so we're making some progress, and there's a lot more rot than we thought. So it seems like most of this is rot. We're gonna give them a quote for replacing all the joists, but we're pretty much done ripping up all the deck boards. So I just gotta finish this corner over here, and we'll see what the plan is from there. So they ended up accepting the quote for replacing all the joists and all the framing underneath the deck boards. So I went ahead and pulled out the Sawzall and went to work. We got about 90% of the frame completely out around the whole deck, and we have a temporary platform just so that you can see what we're doing. Over here we're just going to tie 2x6s against that, tie this post together, make everything more sturdy. And Dad came back with the second load of wood, all the joists, so I'm going to unload it. Just like that, pile's gone and ready for a dump run. And now marking out where all the studs will go, 16 on center, and I'm going off of that one joist to the left that you can see. Once we get this first row all the way, we'll remove this and then do this section here. We just don't want to remove too much of the support so that the levels don't change. And on the right side, you can see we did the same thing. We left one row of the joists to keep the support temporarily. We will remove that, as well as this other joist on this side facing the house. Right there's money. One thing I like to do, which you'll see here, is I'll measure after I shoot my first nail just to make sure it didn't shift a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. Another thing I like to do to make sure that the joists are running in a straight line is I'll use a 6-foot level and put it up against the side to make sure there's no gap. And if there is, I'll adjust the joist accordingly with the cross joist, which you'll see later on. So some of these joists aren't lining up perfectly. If I put this one here, you can see. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna notch out these joists so that everything stays nice and level. And when I say level, it's level the way the joists run, but it does have a slight pitch away from the house. And now, those sit flush. There we go. Oh my God.
Listen to that sound.
Oh my God. How you like them apples? That's so... That's so money. Wait, let me bring it back to real quick. I'm gonna start using that instead. You missed that one? Real quick? Or should I do 1, 2, 3 real quick?
Okay, let's get 12-footer on the chop block.
That's square, 58 and 5/8 heavy. Pretty much almost done with the framing. We just have 1, 2, 3 more pieces here. 1 right there, so 4. Now we are working on the cross joists, so let's get a little time lapse of that. And this is what I was talking about earlier, using the level to make sure the joists run straight. Alright, so we're boxing in these posts, because as you can see there's a little bit of wobble and it's a long run. So we're going to tighten them up by throwing some 2x6s vertically like this. Oh, dude.
Oh, is that one?
Oh yeah, it's solid. That's good. Got all the framing done. And we got our first piece cut. It's looking pretty good. That's why I was just double checking.
Something like that.
So we got 43 and 5/8, and now 43 and 5/8, 43 and 5/8 light. So we pretty much fixed that gap issue, the warping of the boards. So now we're almost done.